Welcome back, everyone. Today we're finishing up Central Yharnam. So we're going to take it nice and slow. We're going to be killing a few random enemies, making sure we got our timings down, and we're going to finish the boss of this area and a few other NPC quests. So right now, just wandering around, gotta kill these guys, work on our parrying timing. Let's see how we do this time. A perfect parry. Now, a good person, which I am not, would make blood bullets and then parry instead of wasting a vial. But these guys always drop vials, so I don't mind wasting one here. Just gonna get it back up to the right level. See, more blood vials. We got a little device over here that is not operational. We'll come back to that later. So yeah, we're just going to be going through the areas. I've already played through this game till about the last third. I haven't really gone further than that. Glitched that dog. Yeah, I don't know how I got up there. Poor puppy. But yeah, I kind of know what I want to do. I think I'm going to make a Blood Tinge build for this character. Blood Tinge being the weird stat that really doesn't make sense when you first look at it. It controls firearm damage, and if you select weapons, we'll be getting at least one and probably using that the entire time. I think there is a second weapon that I'm going to be using. So now we got to go back down through this area with all those beastly hunters, I think they're called. That's not a canon name. Oh no, I got hit. Gained all my health back. Another good thing about parrying is that even if they hit you, if your bullet hits them, usually it puts them into a down state, so you can shove your fist into them, and that usually will give you back all your health. Later on, you can get health for just doing it, or bullets for just doing the visceral attack. That's the name of that hand through the chest thing. And as a Blood Tinge build, we're going to be doing that a lot. Parries for days. Now, I ran through this area last time. I'm going to clean out the little items, but there are two riflemen here, and they will see you from a distance and just bombard you with bullets. I'm trying to no-scope. So I'm not sure about you, but I think I've got the visceral timings down for these early enemies. It does get harder. Some enemies, their parry window is very short, others don't even have one. And then of course there are enemies that if you just shoot them enough, they'll go down. Little Cold Blood Dew over there, that is a usable item. You go into your inventory, use it, gain a few blood echoes to buy something or level up. Ugh, crows, I hate crows. Like, they don't really kill you a lot, they're just very annoying because of the way they move. And this one actually landed on an item I skipped last time. And a falling attack hit behind me, sure. So last time we went up the ladder over there. This time we're going down the ladder. Or falling off, it looks like. And we're just going to run past all these guys, because there are just a lot of them, and it's really not worth our time to kill every last one of them. Especially starting out the way we did, we have a lot less health and endurance than most classes. So there's really no point in wasting our time and resources on a bunch of people we can run past. It's a long drop. So another device over here, looks like a very similar one we had before. Elevator into a shortcut? Yes, it is. So I unlocked the shortcut there. Now that device, the lever, is usable, but I'm gonna go over the little button down here so it goes up, just in case I die. It makes the trip probably 5 seconds shorter, so I don't have to wait for it to go up. Other times the elevator's a lot longer, and it's well worth your time to send send the elevator back up. Got a nasty trap over here. Bunch of guys, giant ball in the back. You guys like that one movie? Oh, I took some damage. Indiana Jones? Yeah. Oh, and no matter how hard I try, one guy always lives. Now, I shouldn't have really topped off there, but I knew there was a brick dude over here. Not sure what they're called, but again, they drop blood vials almost every time, so don't be afraid to be a little under cap when you find these guys, even if you have a little bit, top yourself off, because you can kill them pretty easily. See? More blood vials. Now, shields, again, transform attacks are always the way to go against shields. Transform attacks are really the way to go when you have the time and the window to hit them. I'm going to try to get a backstab on this guy. There it is. And you notice that because I did that, the guy over there, he backed up a little bit. For some reason, when you do visceral attacks, it knocks away the enemies close by. So it's always a good strategy to do. Well, hunter's marks, more vials, and that guy is just chilling up there. But we need you to chill down here. Hey. 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 Alright, good enough. You just hang out there. And now up the stairs we have the second boss, and the first official boss. You have to kill this boss to continue the game. The cleric beast we fought in the second episode, we don't have to kill, but he's worth killing, especially on your first playthrough. Second playthroughs, not so much. We're gonna keep the tiny music box, has a little use here. Remember this guy from last time?
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later.
Yes, Father Gascoigne, or Papa Guacamole as the fandom has taken to calling him. He was a hunter that helped us kill the cleric beast, and now he is our enemy. Apparently he has gone completely mad with blood. The blood! What's that smell?
What's that smell?
This guy's pretty cool. I let him switch his weapon there. Really shouldn't do that. He does a lot more damage when he has his axe lengthened like that. And he can't shoot even though he has both his hands busy. Yeah, the strategy for Gascoigne is be aggressive, always aggressive, in his face, constantly. Or, if you're like me, you could try for as many visceral attacks as possible. I'm not doing too bad here. And now there's Form 3, or Phase 3, where he transforms into a beast. And I play the tiny music box because it starts to affect him. You can play it at any point throughout the battle, but if you play it 3 times, he will turn into a beast and it'll stop working. And if he turns into a beast, you only get one shot at it. But he's super aggressive here, just constantly chasing you down. So you want that tiny music box to get at least some damage in. Or it could be me, and just put your fist through his chest. Good night, Father Gascoigne. So we got the Odin tomb key. We'll be reading that in a little bit. Which means that, well, there's a graveyard around here. Well, we're in a graveyard, actually. Giant cemetery. Stones, gravestones everywhere. Big, big monolith. And an item down there with some blood stains? That's never good. Red jeweled brooch. That's a female corpse. I think we found the little girl's mom. A woman's bright red brooch engraved with the name Viola. Perhaps the jewel is a gift from a hunter. With the proper workshop tool, various weapons can be fused. This is a nice item. But first, the Odin tomb key. Key to the gate that blocks the tomb of Odin. Beyond the tomb, Odon Chapel can be found in the center of Cathedral Ward. Only today, the church is abandoned, and some say that the residents of Odin have all gone mad. The sword of a badge from last time. It is one of the badges. Ludwig was the first of many healing church hunters to come, many of whom were clerics. As it was, clerics transformed into the most hideous beasts. That dropped off the cleric beast from last time, and it gave us a few items within the bath messengers at the Hunter's Dream. It says that clerics turn into beasts, the most fearsome beasts, which means that the people of the healing church become horrible beasts almost every time. Not sure if I like this healing church now that I think about it. But we use the Odin tomb key to open these giant gates and head up to Odon Chapel. It's a little bit of a walk, but we can manage. More ladders. Thankfully, they added a little feature where if you hold circle, you can climb the ladder a little faster. This was in Dark Souls 2, but it drained stamina, and they brought it here. Oh, books. We don't need books. And a little note over here. The Bergenwood spider hides all manner of rituals and keeps our lost master from us. A terrible shame. It makes my head shudder uncontrollably. We'll be hearing about Bergenworth our entire journey, and in this chest is the Blood Gem Workshop tool. A misplaced workshop tool from the Hunter's Dream. The hunter who retrieves this can fortify weapons by kneading blood gems into them. Blood gems add properties to weapons when used to fortify them, as blood defines an organism. This is the tool that was talked about in the red jewel brooch. If we break that, we get a blood gem, we can put it into our weapon. And now we get a little cutscene introducing us to Odon Chapel and opening up the rest of the game. Welcome to Cathedral Ward. And we saw a little friend in the cutscene. Let's give him a chat. What's up, dude?
Oh, you must be a hunter. Very sorry. The incense must have masked your scent. Good, good. I've been waiting for one of your ilk. These hunts have everyone all locked up inside, waiting for it to end. It always does. Always has, you know, since forever. But it won't end nicely. Not this time. Even some folks hiding inside are going bad. The screams of women folk, the stench of blood, the snarls of beasts. None of them's too uncommon now. Yharnam's done for, I tell ya. But if you spot anyone with their wits about them, tell them about this here Odon Chapel. They'll be safe here. The incense wards off the beasts. Spread the word. Tell them to come on over. If you wouldn't mind. I know I shouldn't be asking you, but if you happen upon someone while hunting, tell them about this here Odon Chapel. If they seem worth being told, that is. Oh, and I do sincerely hope they are.
So that guy dropped a little bit of lore for us. He said the incense masks our scent and protects people from the beasts. The red lanterns in front of the doors is usually there to show you that someone inside is there to talk to, because people hang the red lanterns to make sure the beasts don't come breaking in the doors and eating them, or whatever beasts do to people. I assume they eat them. So I'm going to use the red jeweled brooch here because it gives a fairly good gem starting out, and we don't need to give that jeweled brooch to the girl. Droplet blood gems are special gems that adapt to various weapons and shapes. A quintessential hunter skill, rallying symbolizes the battle-worn hunter who is often the only thing standing after a bloodbath. Remember that the red part of my health after I got hit? And I brought it all back with that one visceral attack? That is the rallying. It's hard to tell if you get more rally potential, so if you get hit, you can gain more of it back, or if it's the length of time that you can get it back. It's hard to tell. However, getting that will increase that. And certain weapons have modifiers on that, but they're min-max numbers that I'm not going to worry about right now. I have a general build. So we're going to go down the ladder here. Well, no, we're not actually. We're going to go over the bridge. The problem is the post-commentary, not sure what I did. Yeah, we're going to go back to that girl now. So that woman who had the brooch was the girl's mother, and she died. And I don't really have the heart to tell her that her mother died, so I got rid of the evidence. But she also gave us a tiny music box, just in case we ran into her father. And it worked on Father Gascoigne. I'm pretty sure it's confirmed that Gascoigne is that girl's father, and husband of Viola. And father is, well, fuck that guy. That's why I hate crows right there. That's why I hate them. And also why I don't like to fight in this area. It's just silly. But I figure, why not? Let me kill this group. Try to get some things from them. Well, as I was saying about Father Gascoigne, his set, which you can get from the Insight shop now that you've beaten him, will tell you that Father is a term used for people who come from outside of Yharnam. So Gascoigne is a foreigner, and he turned into a beast. But he also had a family, which means he stayed here for a while. It's very interesting. I've been reading the Pale Blood Hunt, a Bloodborne analysis, and it really goes into detail about the things of the game that aren't said. It is all interpretation, it's because of that guy, but he does a very good job of explaining and piecing together the pieces. Maybe not perfectly, but good enough. I remember you gave me trouble last time. How do you like me now? I hope someone's keeping count on the visceral attacks I'm doing this episode. I've done like, I want to say 10 about now. Don't quote me on that. Well, we're back at the girl. Let's talk to her and not tell her that her mother's dead.
Hello, Miss Hunter. Still can't find my mum?
No.
Yes? Okay. I can wait. Mum knows I'm really brave, and you're very kind. I won't be afraid. I'll be a good girl. I promise. Hello, Miss Hunter. Still can't find my mum? Yes? Okay. I can wait. Mum knows I won't be.
Now, this girl's supposed to give you a second dialogue option, but I guess because I didn't reload the area, it's not ready yet. We got to do that in a little bit anyway, so... We did learn that Odon Chapel is going to be a safe haven, so remember that old lady who had that dog barking at her door? Let's, Oh, we left one of the dogs alive. Poor puppy. Let's go tell that old woman that we found a little safe haven for her. She should be most grateful. Hello?
I've heard I have. Shutting up indoors isn't always enough. Well, if you once had got off your arse, you wouldn't be in this mess. You're obligated to help me, you hear? So what'll it be? Are you going to tell me you're not? Well, what do you know? An outsider worth a lick of salt. Well, don't just stand there. Don't you have work to do? Go slit some throats. Get this mess done with.
Well, she's pleasant. So let's use a bold hunter mark to a reawaken. Loading screens. They used to be worse. Used to be a lot worse. So over here, let's tell Gilbert about Odon Chapel.
You needn't concern yourself with me. I'm afraid I'm of little help now. But before I take this,
Flame sprayer.
I make no use of it, but perhaps you. What afflicted me was incurable, but this town gave me hope. Their strange blood bought me time. I was most fortunate, unharmed by the plague of beasts. I can even die human. Don't you worry about me.
So Gilbert had a flame sprayer. He said he didn't make good use of it. Was he just a person, or was he a hunter like us? He is an outsider like us, and he did gain some blood, supposedly to make more time for himself. He was dying. It's not really said why we come to Yharnam, other than we know of the blood and its curative properties, and we want it. Big good it did us. Now we're trapped here with everything that wants us dead. Oh, I missed. Got it. No biggie. Yeah, I did the same thing again. You're probably always screaming about how I didn't make blood vials like I said last time. Do as I say, not as I do. Unless it's the timing on those attacks. These guys can die with combos, but it is so much faster and safer to shoot them in the face. They're weak to blunt attacks, so things like the Kirk Hammer, one of the weapons we got with the Sword Hunter badge, when it's in the mace form, that will do extra damage to them. So let's go tell that little girl again about what happened. You're going to see a lot of this little hallway today. Well, not even a little hallway, it's a big hallway. And again, I hate it. I'm just going to run past it. There's no good reason to stay. And especially since I haven't used my blood echoes to level up, I'm going to be doing that at the end of the episode usually, unless something happens in the middle where I have way too much and I don't feel safe. I'm going to spend them. But with that many blood echoes, I don't want to risk dying and then having to just trudge back and then die on the way and then lose all those echoes. At least this early in the game. 12,000 is quite a lot. You ever have that feeling that you've done this all before? What's it called again? Oh, it's deja vu. That guy's been having a bad couple days. Alright, let's see if she has a new option.
Hello, Miss Hunter.
Nope, still can't find her.
Isn't there something I can do? Maybe Mum and Dad are stuck out there, waiting for me to come and find them. What do you think, Miss Hunter?
Go to Odon
Yes,
Chapel,
okay.
actually.
Thank you, Miss Hunter. I love you almost as much as Mum and Dad. And Granddad. Thank you, Miss Hunter. I love you almost as much as Mum and Dad. And Granddad.
Granddad? I wonder who that is. Eh, not my problem right now. But, let's reawaken again. It's a long walk back. My head. We're gonna get that weapon later on. That's gonna be one of our main weapons. So back in Cathedral Ward, in the Odon Chapel to be exact, the old lady's here.
Oh no, I haven't forgotten. Do you think I owe you something? Well, that's a fine lark, I'd say. This whole mess that Yharnam's in, it's all your fault. You put it to the outsiders. Our blood's ruined, tainted by your ilk. Don't you come near me. I know your type. You. Stay away from me. I know all your tricks.
Well, glad I saved her. She sounds super nice. But I noticed a lack of a little girl. I wonder where she went off to. Hey dude, did you see her?
Ah, the hunter. Thank you. So that old girl, you told her about this place, right? Well, she don't offer me much in the way of conversation, but still, I'd rather see her alive anyhow.
We got the little triumph emote here. You get emotes from people. Yes. But he doesn't mention the little girl. Maybe she got lost on the way, and we have to go save her? Well, I hope she got lost. Maybe she stayed inside. Backtracking. This game really doesn't have too much backtracking. It has a fair amount, but you could just go through the Hunter's Dream to an area closer, but there's just so much loading, and at the point I didn't want to go through it. Plus, I enjoy the scenery. Taking a walk, gaining some blood echoes along the way, staring at the corpses that Papa Guacamole left behind. I actually thought that one of them was his the first time through this area, but I think he dissolves away. Gonna walk slowly and avoid those guys. You really only need to kill them for the Bold Hunter's Mark, and even then, you don't really need the Bold Hunter's Mark. Now, I love this little thing here. The boulder goes when you walk through this way, and it kills a few of them, giving you some free blood echoes. And I think sometimes the shield guy follows you down the ladder, but not this time. A new enemy. I think they're called the Man-Eater Boar. They are very weak to visceral attacks. Porcine Proctal Exam. Unfortunately, that is not an original. That came from Epic Name Bro. Been name dropping him a lot, but he does such a good job with his videos. I know I shouldn't be plugging other people, but I will for him. And we got the Red Messenger Ribbon. Let's read that, shall we? Red ribbon that messengers are oddly fond of. The thick, pungent red was drawn from the organs of some unfortunate victim. A strange choice indeed, but perhaps for the messengers, wearing this accessory constitutes a form of mourning. That red ribbon was from that girl. She died and got eaten. We did get the Saw Hunter badge. The workshop is gone, and no group recognizes this meaningless badge except the messengers in the bath who understand its profundity. Certain things can only be entrusted with a hunter in possession of this badge, or so they believe. So, the badges were used once upon a time to tell how strong or how, I guess, accepted the hunters are. If you show the badge, another hunter would recognize you from that workshop. And here, it just unlocks the shop some more stuff. There are some lore things to go with the badges, and a whole conspiracy about all those things, but we're not going to go into that right now. I think it's time that we finally level up, because 13k souls at this point, oof, I would cry if I lost them. Just gonna make sure we can run past them. That brick guy wants us dead. But we're a lot faster than him. And this time I don't care about them. They can hear me. They can't follow us up these stairs. There's a boss gate right there that enemies can't walk through. Yeah, I do use that lantern. It's a much, much shorter time. To the dream. So back of the dream, doll standing up. But before we do that, Gurman's inside. Hey Gurman, do you have anything new to say? Huh?
The moon is close. It will be a long hunt tonight. If the beasts loom large and threaten to crush your spirits, seek a holy chalice, as every hunter before you has. A holy chalice will reveal the tomb of the gods, where hunters partake in communion. Most of the holy chalices lie deep within the tomb of the gods, and the few that found their way to the surface were lost again in the hands of men. But if the old hunter tales remain true, one of the holy chalices is worshipped in the valley hamlet. Yet the town is in disarray. It was burned and abandoned for fear of the scourge. Home now only to beasts. The perfect place for a hunter, wouldn't you say?
So we have another direction. In the little valley hamlet is a holy chalice. We'll be going there next time. I can't upgrade anything. I don't have enough shards. But we can put a blood gem into our weapons. So we're going to put it in our hunter's pistol to boost rally potential and give a little more attack. I believe just having that equipped will increase your rally potential. I could be wrong. I only need one more shard to upgrade a melee weapon, which it's a little bit better on.
Very well. Let the echoes become your strength. Let me stand close. Now shut your eyes.
So here we're going to pump up strength to 10, because most of the weapons we're going to need only need a minimum of 10 strength. And thankfully we can put 2 more points into vitality and endurance, making it a nice, even 12.
Over time, countless hunters have visited this dream. The graves here stand in their memory. It all seems so long ago now. Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Her dialogue changes at specific points, but right now we're going to use a Cold Blood Dew. Hunters sustained by the dream gain strength from blood echoes. They imbibe the blood with thoughts of reverence, indeed gratitude for their victims. We're going to use only 2 here because we're so close to another level.
Welcome. What is
Other
very well.
Cold Bloods will have different descriptions, telling us a little more about the world. But for now, we're just going to get another skill, get it to 14, round it out with our Blood Tinge. Skill Blood Tinge is probably going to be the main source of damage in our build. There's a few things we got, as I mentioned before. There are more messengers in the bath, and they have a wider array of stuff, like the Hand Lantern. Hand Lantern's good to get. It's pretty much a torch for your belt. And the Hunter Chief Emblem, a cloth emblem that belonged to the captain of the church hunters long ago. Opens the main gate that leads to the round plaza of the great cathedral. The main gate is shut tight on nights of the hunt, and could only be opened from the other side with this emblem. In other words, the captain's return and this emblem determined the end of the hunt. We got this because of the Sword Hunter badge, which came from the Cleric Beast, along with the Kirkhammer, as I mentioned before. But because we got the Church Hunter emblem, or the Hunter Chief emblem, with the Sword Hunter badge, Does that mean the cleric beast was the de facto leader of the hunt? Hard to say. We also get access to the repeating pistol. It uses 2 bullets per shot, but will do more damage per pull of the trigger compared to the hunter pistol right now. And I think that's going to wrap up our episode. So, thank you again for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.